Alright, we're taking a look at a deck today that was once the hot new thing in the timeless format, but now doesn't really see too much play. We're going to give it a try anyway, though. This is what I like to affectionately call Oops All Ley Lines. You can see why. But it's actually a Juggle the Performance deck, a 3-mana sorcery that has the following text. Each player discards all their cards, and then conjures 7 cards from their opponent's deck. It's just random cards that are in the other player's deck, and you can basically pay for those spells with any type of mana. So pretty cool card, but it's really hard to make a good deck around it because anything that you can do, your opponent can essentially, basically you can win with your opponent's deck, or your opponent can win with your deck. So the natural thing to do in a deck like this is attempt to make a deck that, while it can play, does not win the game, does not have a proactive game plan, basically. And so that's what we make when we play this style of deck. And I'm going to be playing this one's my own brew, but you know, it shares a lot in common with what these other decks are doing. So a couple things are going on. All the ley lines are here. Leyline of the Guild Packets is the most recent addition. Helps us out with our mana a little bit, which doesn't necessarily matter so much when Juggle the Performance comes down, but you know how it is. Leyline of Lightning is a fun one. This just gives us a way to slowly burn out our opponent over the course of a game. Leyline of Combustion helps us if we get targeted or our permanents get targeted. Those permanents can include your opponent's items that you cast from your hand as duplicates. Leyline of Sanctity just helps us in general with not being targeted, and this is going to be really important for things like Thoughtseize, which we do play some of. Scheming Symmetry also needs to choose 2 target players, so you can turn that off if you have a Leyline of Sanctity on the battlefield. Leyline of Anticipation, also a really nice one because you can just cast things at instant speed, which helps you a lot, not only with your own cards, but with your opponents. And then Leyline of the Void, you know, we can play a hate card to turn off the graveyard, so we may as well do it. And then as far as the proactive side of the deck goes, we are not playing any fetch lands that fetch for basic land types. We only fetch for basic lands, so our opponent, if they don't play any, can't really use our Fabled Passages. Zeator's Proving Ground does allow our opponent to cycle. We are okay with letting them do that because not only do we want to cycle here and there, we also want to make sure that our opponent is taxed pretty heavily when they try to use it. Raucous Theater, it's a tapped land. It does give some help to both of us, so it kind of is just neutral. And then, we're running some Dragon Skull Summits, which care about swamps or mountains being on the battlefield. Haunted Ridge, kind of just a dual land in this deck, but it is what it is. We have Juggle the Performance. We have Nizix's Mastery to recast that out of the graveyard. We have Scheming Symmetry to act as 2 more copies of Juggle the Performance, and Thoughtseize to disrupt our opponent. Thoughtseize also has a interesting utility because if they want to cast a Thoughtseize, it's kind of like we get a shock. So, pretty good for us. Additionally, if we have Leyline of Sanctity, then the Thoughtseize becomes 1 way, and even if they were to cast it, they just basically take 2 life and have to discard from their own hand. So, should be pretty good. What we want to do is get a Juggle the Performance out before our opponent has a good board state so that we can basically wait for them to have to draw through 7 cards, because Juggle the Performance essentially just makes the opponent hellbent right away. We'll want to cast this and then basically have found enough lands in order to make our opponent's deck do what it needs to do for us. So this is the Oops All Ley Lines Juggle the Performance deck. Hope you guys enjoy. Deck list will be in the video description because as I was taking a look at some of the other lists that people play in this archetype, it's kind of hard to find stuff. So my deck list will always be there on the Tapped Out archive, and if I ever move to any other deck list hosting provider, that they will be there forever as well. So that kind of wraps things up. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to do all the YouTube things. Helps me out a bunch on that end of things. And then subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Here comes round 1. Okay, this is round 1. So the opening hand contains a Juggle the Performance, which is literally all I need to see. And we can actually cast it at instant speed because we have Leyline of Anticipation. Leyline of Sanctity definitely helps out as well, and we'll get to do a Thoughtseize right away. Alright, so we see Young Wolf here. This is going to be probably Yawgmoth combo. Going to be kind of hard to win with a combo deck, but we're going to try our best. So what we want to do is Thoughtseize our opponent, find their combos. Definitely getting a Yawgmoth out is great. Court of Calling is also kind of tough because they can get a Yawgmoth. Demonic Tutor is kind of annoying as well because that just represents another piece of their combo. So I think I just take Demonic Tutor here. Yeah, I suppose. We have Leyline of Sanctity, so Blood Artist is off. Alright, doesn't seem so bad. We just have to get to juggle the performance before Yawgmoth comes down, which we should be able to do. Alright, they don't go Blood Artist. We're going to go Fabled Passage here, find another black. They don't know we play any other colors just yet. Alright, and then we juggle the performance next turn, and we should be able to beat out their Yawgmoth. I think this is just Blood Artist? Yeah, it's just a Prosperous Innkeeper setup. Maybe get the Blood Artist out as well. They're not even going to bother with that. Perfect. That helps me out even more. So here's Dragon Skull Summit, and here is Juggle the Performance. Let's swap decks real quick and see what's going to happen. Court of Calling. Alright, so they're going to go for, what, another Young Wolf? Yeah, that makes sense. So they want to eventually get this Yawgmoth into play. Once they do, it's going to be over for me, likely. Oh, just Deathrite Shaman, sure. Do not mind. So I've got some decent cards here. Well, decent cards if I were them. Unfortunately, they don't do too much. Once Upon a Time doesn't help me. Court of Calling doesn't help me. Yeah, this is actually not too great. Alright, it is what it is, though. We'll Delighted Halfling and get some Young Wolves onto the battlefield. Use a Polluted Delta. Actually, we did find some good lands at the very least. Court of Calling doesn't help. So, yeah, ultimately not a super great juggle the performance. We have ways to go get more, though. Curious to see what they end up finding. They could be trying to cast a Scheming Symmetry here. Oh, juggle the performance again. Alright, I didn't like their hand, so I'm down. We get Yawgmoth here, that's huge. And then we just drop a Delighted Halfling, and we are happy. Alright, cool. So we, are any of these going to be an untapped land? It's going to have to be, well, either of these can find a... Oh wait, no, we need red-black, huh? Oh, okay, no, yeah, Wooded Foothills. What am I saying? Alright, cool. So we'll go ahead and find... let's just go for red here. I don't think we need to do anything much more than that. We'll play the Yawgmoth. And, nice. That feels good. We have a blocker. We have to deal with Deathrite Shaman, which is annoying. That's what it is. There goes Juggle the Performance. You got it. This does turn off my Mizzix's Mastery, so they are smart for doing what they're doing. Young Wolf is their top deck from their deck. They landed the Void. Darn. We draw Guild Pact Leyline. It is what it is. We're just going to be Delighted Halflinging here. I think we probably just draw a card at some point. Windswept Heath isn't a card for us. If I can get Leyline of the Guild Pact out, which I don't have the mana to, unfortunately, we will eventually be able to use this Windswept Heath like a forest. Either way, we'll pass here, do some Yawgmoth things. Probably just try to take out that Deathrite Shaman at some point. They go Deathrite again, sure. Alright, so they're doing quite okay right now through it all. It is always a big puzzle to try to navigate your opponent's deck when you only have it 7 cards at a time. So they're going to pass through. We're going to Yawgmoth here. Discarding a card to proliferate doesn't help me, does it? No, it does not. Pay 1 life, sack a creature. We want to target one of the Deathrites, sacking our Delighted Halfling. We get to draw. And then I think I will proliferate. We'll get rid of this Court of Calling. Doesn't help. And then we choose that Deathrite Shaman. They are good to activate it. Yep. I mean, we are getting close to drained out here. This Court of Calling also doesn't help. But we do take out a Deathrite, which is big. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of withering here, not looking too great. Leyline of Lightning's not bad. This just helps me hurt them, but honestly that might be the move. Fabled Passage is another card that can get me either red or black, but that doesn't help me. Okay. We just need to somehow find white from my opponent. That would be kind of sick. Unfortunately, can't happen without the Leyline already. We can just go Leyline of Lightning, I suppose, but I can do that at any time, so we'll pass. That's a Fabled Passage. They do play forests. Another halfling. I mean, as long as it's not a Yawgmoth, we're not dead. Surveil. I just need another Juggle the Performance to be cast at some point. There's a Leyline. I will take the Surveil on Windswept Heath, I think. That basically just gives me a turn, which is... oh no, it does not. I don't have another Surveil land. Okay. Well, a little unfortunate here, but we have to just play with the Zeator's Proving Ground. Move to my turn. Leyline of the Void. Might as well. We will target them for 1 extra. Here we go. And we are going to make the impossible race here. Go to 6. They can honestly make this a 2-turn clock, but I think we are now just dead with the Yawgmoth. So they can kill my Yawgmoth, and they may as well just do that before they find something that kills me. We do eventually just die with the Deathrite Shaman on the battlefield, so it is what it is. Oh, Leyline can be played now, finally. Let's do that. We will target them, I suppose. Doesn't really matter at this point. Yeah, I can't cycle even. Pass. And then let's just put this tapped. I'm kind of seeing the writing on the wall here, unfortunately. Deathrite Shaman activation, and we just take 2 turns to lose. It is definitely a slow bleed out with this deck. It does feel weird not playing any really real win conditions in your deck. I think that I see this one is over, so I'm just going to go ahead and not block here. Save us both a little bit of time. That'll be the end of round 1 here, and while we were able to get our Juggle the Performance off right away, was not able to make it work with our opponent's Yawgmoth deck. Unfortunately, there's a little bit too much searching and just, you know, a 3-card combo that we need to have in order to really make this work, or a 4-card combo, I guess. You need 2 Young Wolves. Alright, well that is round 1. Let's hop into round 2. Alright, round 2. Double Juggle the Performance. It doesn't really matter that we have 2, but I think double Leyline of Sanctity is not bad. I don't think I need to be greedy. We'll keep this one. Drop 3 cards onto the battlefield. We do like going first anyway. Here we go. Opponent taking their mulligan decisions to heart here. Big decisions going down on the other side. We get double Leyline of Sanctity, 1 Leyline of Combustion. Here's a Swamp. Now all we need to do is draw 2 cards here. Ooh, okay, so they are a graveyard deck. This is again going to be tough because they are more or less a combo deck. Alright, Impervious Great Worm. Luckily we get to do this before any sort of actual combo gets to take place. Here's Juggle their Performance. Oh no, and they have their Unburial Rites. Well, that's unfortunate. I have nothing to discard here. You hate to see it. So that's going to be Reanimate on Impervious Great Worm off of the top deck. We go to 2. Things are looking bad, baby. That is pretty nasty. Alright. Well, can't really be too mad at that. We have one opportunity here to find another Juggle the Performance. Not going to be it. We'll discard 2 cards. And here's a Shock Blood Crypt for the win. Opponent's going to get it done with Impervious Great Worm. What a match. That was 2 extremely quick moves here by both decks, and they're going to come out on top. Reanimate, what a card. This is going to be the end of round 2. Here comes round 3. Very fast one. Alright, round 3. Let's go. Finally, we have Juggle the Performance in addition to Leyline of Anticipation and Leyline of the Void. I'm so down. 2 or more other lands. I can debate on if Thoughtseize at instant speed is a move for me. Opponent gets to start this game at the very least. I'm considering that I would probably want to shock my Blood Crypt unless I see something very quick come out from them. Hoping that Leyline of the Void is going to be an answer here to something that they're playing. You never really know how much a card stops your opponent from playing. They're on mono red, so I'm not imagining they're stopped very much here, but it will be a pretty simple win if we end up being able to go for it. I'm probably just going to go right into Juggle the Performance. They probably have enough decent cards that I can put up a block and kill whatever they're working with. Oh, now I'm kind of wondering if I need to Thoughtseize. We got to avoid Hammer, getting hammered here. Alright, so we're going to Surveil. I'm sure a land is fine, I don't really care. Thoughtseize, what do you have? Yeah, okay, not exactly what I thought it was. So they're just temporarily growing some stuff, huh? Well, I think that Audacity is going to be kind of a problem, so we'll get rid of that. Illuminator Virtuoso, so they just want to suit that thing up and go to town. Got it. Alright. That does look like it's going to hurt. So if we can just get a hand from them, rip a damage spell, we should be good. I'm going to be cracking off my Juggle the Performance after their draw step. Unless we're dead. 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15. We could be dead here. Oh, we are dead. Dang. What a deck. They are fast. Oh, that is gnarly. Go off. Alright, so we're not even going to get to cast this Juggle the Performance. Opponent's got 24 damage here. Absolutely unreal. Alright, well, once again, the fast decks versus the fast decks are going to be the name of the game today. We are going down in round 3, but we have rounds 4 and 5 to bounce back. Here comes round 4. Alright, I'm hoping this one ends up being a little bit longer. I hope we have more of a chance here. Leyline of Sanctity, Void, and Guild Pact. I mean, this is good if our opponent wants to target us with anything or do any graveyard proactive. So, like, basically this takes out Reanimator, this takes out Mill for the most part. Well, let's take this and realize that we're playing against, like, Elf Ball or something wild. Physics' Mastery, not really going to do much here. Just a Swamp. We can Surveil a Thoughtseize or something into the graveyard. It'll be a Leyline that we can get rid of happily. Alright, we are on track to cast an on-time Juggle the Performance if we get lucky and draw it. Ooh, it's an Agatha's Soul Cauldron deck. Finally, we found the Jank v Jank matchup. And wow! I totally said that not even thinking we were going to find it. We have Juggle the Performance, okay. Well, Leyland of the Guild Pack's going to be good for me. Now I got to be careful about their Agatha's Soul Cauldron, though. We have to cast this now. We don't have Anticipate, or Leyland of Anticipation. Alright, so they exile their hand. We get a little bit here. Dreams of Steel and Oil. That's fine, I suppose. Cabal Stronghold's not bad. Actually, it's very good because all of our stuff is swamps. Children's Assimilator's nice. This does actually give us access to juggle their performance again. But they can just take it with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Alright. It's going to be a little awkward dealing with this Soul Cauldron. We're just going to have to play chicken until I can find one of theirs. Leyline of the Guild Pact for them. They can start casting all these ley lines, which is awkward. I'm down for Cabal Stronghold. The Terror is pretty nice. I am interested. Let's try to be a little proactive. Agatha's Soul Cauldron, you got it. Probably taking my juggle the performance if I had to guess. You got it. I wonder what they're doing with this Cloud Key. Maybe creature, I guess? I don't even know. Alright, cool. So now we have Leyline of Anticipation, which is cool. Dreams of Steel and Oil can be done after their draw step. I am so down for that. Let's drop out a... Well, we might as well do a Cabal Stronghold. Here's Leyline. And then we go in. We put a stop on their upkeep. Nothing to pay. They can exile anything I put in my graveyard, so it is what it is. We just have to hope that this little 4/3 can go the distance. Alright, we'll move to my opponent's turn, allow them to draw, then cast Dreams of Steel and Oil on them, hopefully getting something good. Artifact or creature card, we can take another Agatha's or a creature if they drew it. They actually did. We're going to get rid of the Battlefly Swarm. And now they're just looking for Agatha's Soul Cauldron, but that really doesn't do anything for them. So perfect. We are locking down what they can do, and we have a 3/1 coming down next turn. I am definitely surveilling, looking for another Juggle the Performance. Pretty much everything else we get rid of. And then I can hold all this stuff until my end step, or until my opponent's end step. I'll attack. Here we go. Nothing to pay, unfortunately. We decline. So it turns out this Leyline of the Void was actually very good, and so is the Leyline of Sanctity. We actually picked perfectly on this hand. I'm so glad I felt the confidence to keep it. Fabled Passage. I guess that does give them a land. So they have one card off the top of their deck that we don't know about. Urborg Scavengers. Eek. Alright, well, that sucks. They're going to probably end up trading with me here. I think for now I'm interested in stalemating, honestly. Alright, so we go Cloud Key here. Enchantment actually is probably not terrible. I think I want creature. We'll do enchantment, why not? It's going to help us cast some more ley lines, of which we are certainly likely to draw. Here's Shieldred, or the Assimilator rather. The Menace will be strong. And what would I like to exile? I think Dreams of Steel and Oil was really nice. Alright. Move to my turn. Let's get a good draw here. It's a Thoughtseize. We don't care about any of the cards that are in their hand, unfortunately. There goes a Dragon Skull Summit. We'll move to combat, going with Shieldred's Assimilator. And once again, we are going to look for our opponent's a brick. Well, we're going to have to exile something. We're going to decline this shuffle trigger. Decline. And then once again, we're going to strip something from our opponent's hand in their upkeep. Let them draw. Now we Thoughtseize. What'd they find? Gix's Command. Glad I got rid of that. Alright. They can attack if they'd like to. We particularly do not care. A land. Possibly an Agatha's Soul Cauldron. It's all good. Really nothing to do here, honestly. And opponent's thinking. I wonder if they are going to let me keep going. No, they're still around. Slowly moving through the turns. They want to make their Urborg Scavengers bigger. Yeah, I didn't really think that that'd be the move. But stopping me from making this a 2-turn clock. We'll drop the Swamp. Move to combat, and we get in for another 3. Thoughtseize I am interested in. Like, we can just continue to loop this. And eventually, my top 5 will just be filled with cards to remove their top decks. So, this should be good. They hit a land. That's lucky for us. And again, more of the same. Nothing to do here. Probably not attacking. We go to Shieldred's Assimilator. We draw the Dreams of Steel and Oil. We'll set the stop in their upkeep. And I believe that means that we should have them. Get rid of Mizzix's Mastery, decline the trigger, and it should be one more attack and we have them. Decline. Pass on through my turn. They go to 3. And could this be it? We let them draw. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Target them. What'd they find? Alright. Dreams of Steel will do it. Alright. Honestly, that was one heck of a game. We were able to find our control over our opponent and exert it. We were able to actually take an extremely good first hand containing Leyline of the Void, which stopped their Scavengers to some degree, and the Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Leyline of Sanctity turned off their Dreams of Steel and Oil and my Thoughtseizes for them. And Guild Pact kind of just helped us out with Cabal Stronghold. Not that we really needed it. Awesome game. I don't think we could have asked for a better one. Let's go for round 5 and see if we can top it, though. Alright, 5th and final round. Let's go for a good one. Scheming Symmetry is technically a land if we need it to be. Leyline of Lightning is the only leyline here, sadly. I think we're kind of forced to keep this one. It's not a great hand, but it does get Juggler Performance. Opponents kept 7, so I will keep 7 as well. Leyline of Lightning. What do you got for me? There's a Leyline of Sanctity. That might eventually be good. We'll see. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to cast it unless we get lucky on my opponent's lands. They shock in here, probably for Reprieve. I am interested in Thoughtseizing you, opponent. What do you got? We'll target them. Well, it doesn't really matter. We're not going to be able to pay for it right now. This is probably Reprieve. That makes sense. Let's fail the passage. Grab a black mana source. We have double Scheming Symmetry, potentially. Ambitious Farmhand. Sure. That's their 3rd land. We have our 3rd land as well, but it's not ready yet. So I think that we just go for Thoughtseize, honestly. Go for that one more time. Might as well pay the extra, I suppose. They're at 16. Okay, so we see Solemnity. Greater Aromancy is a problem. Journey to Nowhere is what it is. Elish Norn's a problem, but doesn't come down next turn. Skyclave Apparition can take Leyline of Lightning, but I don't care. March of Otherworldly Light is a thing. Might just be Solemnity, honestly. Well, I can like mutually Solemnity lock my opponent. Oh, but their Journey to Nowhere is going to be a problem. Alright, I think maybe we take Solemnity. What's the worst 3-drop that could be played? I mean, Skyclave is a creature, but then when it dies, my Leyline becomes a 4/4, and that's not bad for me. Journey to Nowhere, same sort of deal. I can Journey their Journey as well. Yeah, I think I just take Solemnity. It's a real awkward choice there. Alright, so we know what the opponent's trying to do. These farm hands, they just want to ramp things out and then lock me out as soon as possible. Greater Aromancy comes down. That's actually a problem for me, unfortunately. Let's drop this out. Play our Juggle. Here we go. Nothing to do. We'll target them. Won't trigger. Can't pay. And what do we get from them? Reprieve and Ruined Halo. Greater Aromancy can be taken out. That's good. If they want to re-juggle the performance, me, I don't really mind. Let's see what their choice is. Oh, Mizzix's Mastery, I think. Do they have a target? They do have March of Otherworldly Light. That'll be cast for 0, though, so it doesn't matter. Reprieve is a thing that could happen, but they'll need the instant speed. Leyline of Sanctity. Yeah, it is what it is. I guess that turns off Leyline of Lightning. And Leyline of Combustion's not bad. Rune Halo's not bad either. I think I could take out the Ambitious Farmhand as a threat. That leaves me with 3 mana for a Reprieve. Alright. I'm into the idea. Well, they don't have protection, right? So, I mean, how... Oh, yeah, I want to decline to pay because it's targeting me. That's hilarious. Ambitious Farmhand. Start with that for now. I can March for 3, take out Greater Aromancy. Or, sorry, March for X equals 2. Or we Reprieve. We'll see. One of the two. Phyrexian Unlife. Okay. So that is 1/2 of Solemnity. We know that they play probably Solemnity. Phyrexian Unlife could also be 9 lives. I don't really know about that. But what we do know is that the Solemnity is the biggest problem. I think we're fine. I think we're fine to let that happen. We'll just March the Greater Aromancy. So I think once the both of us end up in a lock, it's going to be my 47 cards versus their 45. I think I take this out. Pay X equals 2. Submit 0. Target that. Resolve decline. Alright, March is gone. Move to my turn. Land. Leyline can't be cast, but this Leyline can. Let's get in there. Decline. Hold up Reprieve. We basically Reprieve a Solemnity if we see it. Or any removal spell, I suppose. So Juggle is in the graveyard. That's fine. We are gonna let that resolve. Hey, it's Juggle the Performance, so let's put that back in their hand real quick, although we do want it. They will draw. They'll need to try again. Raucous Theater. Thoughtseize is fine, I don't care. Leyline of Lightning again. Decline. That's just another thing to have on the battlefield. I think we just let Juggle the Performance resolve. I probably should have just let it resolve next turn. Or last turn, that is. Leyline of the Void, I don't care. Now they won't juggle, okay. So it was wrong of me to reprieve the last one, I shouldn't care. It's worse for them than it is for me, honestly. Crucible of Worlds, nice. Fabled Passage can loop for the remaining few cards. Leyline of Combustion hurts them. Gain 3 life. Draw card is nice. Let's reprieve that spell. Big decline on each of those triggers. They still take the 2 from Leyline. Perfect. Mizzix's Mastery, whenever I'm ready to go. Maybe I want to do that now, actually. So this will be 4 mana plus 4 mana. So I can revitalize Mizzix's, or I can Leyline of Sanctity, which is probably better. Yeah, Leyline of Sanctity Mizzix could be good. Or I could just go Crucible Worlds, but I already have 1 of 4 lands out. I think I'm really not interested in that. Yeah, I think we go Leyline here. Trigger, we decline both. Here's Plains and Mizzix's Mastery. Juggle the performance. Trigger, don't care. Alright, and yeah, let's cast it. Trigger. Still nothing to do on both sides of the battlefield, sadly. Alright, Journey to Nowhere, these are nice. I'll take their Leyline, then I'll start taking their items. But I want my Elesh Norn on the battlefield, that's perfect for me. Crucible of Worlds was their top deck. No Fabled Passage, it's fine. This Elesh Norn's going to be pretty big for me. Field of Ruin. Totally happy for that. Get a red mana, red basic. We're covered on all colors with our basics now. Perfect. Alright, they're going to cycle, sure. Ghostly Prison's nice. Ruined Halo's also pretty good. I think I'm going to Ruined Halo for their Elesh Norn, right? Because what cards have we seen? Really not much of theirs. We just know that Elesh Norn and Skyclave is a thing. I have protection from whatever, but it doesn't say anything about my things having protection, so Skyclave's not a good choice there. Crucible, I think I just take Leyline. We'll let all this stuff resolve, but Leyline is 4, so I need to exile 2 things. Reprieve and Ruined Halo. Reprieve, Ruined Halo. Well, actually, they're going to have a lot of mana, so Ghostly Prison is better. We'll take our 2. Decline. Alright. Their copy is gone. I get to drop an Elesh Norn now, presumably. Trigger. We decline all these always. Alright, and then so Journey to Nowhere, what do we want to start taking? We probably want to just start taking their Leyline of Sanctity. Decline. Oh, exile target creature. Forgot that's how this worked. Not the permanent taking one. And then Ruined Halo, let's just proactively say Elesh Norn. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, yep. And now we have a 4/7. We have a 3-turn clock. What are they going to draw to stop that? Well, hey, Ruined Halo is definitely one. Alright, so we need to find a Skyclave Apparition out of their hand. The balance is going back and forth. I am not necessarily feeling confident that I have this one, though. This is easily Elesh Norn here. Luckily, their Journey to Nowheres can't take out my Journey to Nowhere, or like can't do anything about my Elesh Norn. They willingly go to 10, taking out my Zeator's Proving Ground, but really all that they're doing is thinning my deck, so I'm into it. We do need to find removal for Crucible of Worlds, though, because this will not be sustainable. Opponent's working through it really well. They found the Leyline of Anticipation, and that does make things problematic. It's just they have protection, right? So it's like, I could attack, I'm not going to, but it is an option. Yeah, so I'm not sure I do anything here until I find my next Juggle the Performance. Not even one in the graveyard that I can work with. So sad. Field of Ruining Me. Got it. Eventually they will die from looping that. Yep. And yes, we are now officially out of basics. But we have no shortage of non-basic lands to put out, so we're gonna survive. If they want to keep looping that Field of Ruin, they're gonna eventually die. And I think all of us are kind of just at a stalemate. So me with 36, them with 35 cards. This could actually come down to a draw-off, which is pretty funny. Especially because now with Field of Ruin, they actually thin their deck at a faster rate than I do. Opponent goes to 6. We just decline the search here. Okay. Yeah, so now they're at 34, I'm at 36. Yeah, I mean, they're helping me out here, honestly. So now the focus shifts from how do I kill my opponent to how do I stall the game out to where nothing really goes and happens here. Yep, so I have to decline these because I don't want to die. Now we have Leyline of the Void as well. It's a Leyline mirror match. No one gets to use their graveyard. Things are looking wild. Revitalize. Okay, that is a thing. They draw, though. That's going to only hurt them in the end. I gotta be careful about if I draw cards, too. Alright, they found another Ambitious Farmhand. It doesn't do anything because of my Elish Norn. I mean, I wonder how many of these Skyclave Apparitions they played, because that's the one thing that I can't beat right now. Here's our land. Decline. They get another land here. 31 to my 35. Our Surveil here, I can afford to Surveil, I'd say. I'd be going down to 32 cards to their 31. Just gotta be careful about that. Fabled Passage, don't want it. That can go away. Can we find something good here? Juggle the Performance is what we want. Nice. Journey to Nowhere is probably going to be cast on our next turn before Juggle the Performance. Are we doing Demolition Field again? Or have they figured out that they are hurting themselves? Nope, they're continuing to go. So they must have an answer that they're digging for. Gotta be careful with these Journey to Nowheres. I could honestly sandbag the Juggle the Performance until my Journey to Nowhere hits something. Put it down to 8. Oh, but now I'm gonna... Okay, now I can decline the search before to keep my Juggle the Performance on top. Not a forced search until I actually take any shuffle action. There's Juggle the Performance. I think I just probably want to do this now. Journey to the Nowhere can take out an Ambitious Farmhand, but I do have the Ruined Halo. Yeah, let's just juggle here. Once again, decline. Let's see if they have something to send it back to my hand with. They might have Reprieve here. They do have Reprieve, okay. Cool. Do you have another Reprieve? Decline, decline. And we continue. They have other reprieve. All right. So that is 3 out of 4 reprieves, if I am counting correctly. Yep, 3 out of 4. We're going to go to 6 here with Leyline. Resolves. We'll decline our search again. Opponent wants to make sure that I can draw no lands out of their library. They're down to 24 cards to my 32, so it's coming down to the wire. Ruined Halo. What do they even choose here? It's got to be something from their deck. Juggle the performance, that's funny. It's funny because this doesn't target. Ambitious Farmhand, can't attack, same with my Elish Norn. And my god, what a slow game. This is just a very good reason why you don't see this deck being played so much. It is just an absolute nightmare when your opponent's deck... But when you kind of have board control, but your opponent's deck isn't very aggressive. Anyway, Leyline of Anticipation would have been great. But it's going to be Juggle the Performance. Is that 4th reprieve there? Oh, they might flash something in here. This could be that that Skyclave Apparition I was worried about. Well, you're going to have to decide if you want to do it now. It's going to be the March. Putting them pretty close to dead. Decline. Decline. So they are at 4, though. Yep. What do we get here? Alright, Approach of the Second Sun is a card in their deck. Now, this was a good thing to know. We're close to being able to do that. Ruined Halo. Yeah, I don't think we really do anything. I think we just pass with Leyline of Sanctity. And we go for Approach of the Second Sun. We have their win condition now. We're going to get a Leyline of Combustion out. Okay. 31 cards to their 24. Decline. Alright, now we have Leyline again. None of this matters in terms of what's on the battlefield. Leyline of the Void again. You got it. But next turn I get to cast Approach. And we're looking good. Ghostly Prison, could not care less. This is prison that does not really affect me. The thing that I really like about this Leyline's deck is that you just get put into... You are able to put decks into mirror matches that they may not necessarily like. Mizzix's Mastery on everything. Oh my god. Okay, so we're losing our whole hand. That actually comes at such a... Oh wait, actually no, we have protection. We're fine. So Juggle the Performance. I'm unfortunately sad to see Approach of the Second Sun go. That was pretty good. They're going to bring back Juggle the Performance. Okay. They Revitalize. Oh, I see it. Okay, due to the legal targets, that had to happen that way. Okay, so that's actually perfect for us, because now we can cast our Approach of the Second Sun. And all we got to do is draw 7 cards. Cool. Alright, we have the inevitability. This could finally be us. Ghostly Prison, could not care less. We're going to just use this Zeator's Proving Ground to draw a card at this point. Field of Ruin. I'm going to decline every search that they give me the opportunity to take. Mizzix's Mastery, does that help me with anything? Yeah, Thoughtseize would have to target me. Scheming Symmetry doesn't matter. Yeah, we're just, really just chilling here. Zeotor's Proving Ground to cycle. Slow boat here. Field of Ruin, you got it. Exile, decline the search. Oh, was I forced to search there? Okay, I don't really know how that works, but alright. It is what it is. We know somewhere in the top 30 cards is a Approach of the Second Sun. Which actually, funnily enough, now they'd be able to hit. Well, so now I don't want to play my deck, and I don't want to cast the card that lets me play their deck, so I don't really know what to do here. They have 17 cards, I have 30. At the very least, I would say I'm doing fine, although this would mean then that in their top 17 is an Approach of the Second Sun, which I would be well advised to try to get out of their hands. So I do want to pick out a Thoughtseize, but they have protection, so that doesn't help me. Alright, this is just confusing from a whole lot of different ways. Ruined Halo, you got it. Oh, and now that they don't have, or now that they themselves have Leyline of Sanctity, I think my Scheming Symmetries are good. Okay, so I can just Mizzix's Mastery this then. I will. Okay, how's the mana work? 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Scheming Symmetry. Okay, so I have to Mizzix's Mastery on 1 turn. Zeotor's Proving Ground cycle on their end step and then cast my spell. Okay, cool. Cool. That's fine. Just Leyline again, because why not? I think we're finally on a line to victory. Decline. Decline. Mizzix's Mastery. Actually, can this even be cast? I think it cannot, right? We're about to find out. Alright, Scheming Symmetry. What are we holding priority on? Decline. Decline. Yeah, and I can't cast it because there's no 2 legal targets. Alright, we pass. On their end step, we draw Zeotor's Proving Ground, and we pray for things to work out. 29 cards versus their 16. Who's going to get it first? Greater Armancy? Totally fine. Neither of us can kill each other. No Surveil for you, which is good, because I know they're just looking for an approach. Blood Crypt. We're cycling here, because we could cast it. Come on, give me the card I'm looking for. Darn. Blood Crypt can come and tap then. Ruined Halo. I think I'll just go ahead and do my other copy of the thing that I need to not die to, which is Skyclave Apparition. Once again, decline, decline. Skyclave, Skyclave, Skyclave. Where are ya? Skyclave Apparition. Alright. So I think we have their whole deck neutralized here. We're going to still hold this Journey to Nowhere just in case. 15 cards left in deck. The ultimate stare down. Fabled Passage goes down. I'm surprised they still have fetchables. This is 13 basic plans so far. And we have it, I think. Wow. That is incredible. I think that they maybe didn't see the win. Maybe they had to go to bed. Who knows? It is 1:47 in the morning, and I think that I need to go to bed as well. It's a good thing, though, that this happens to be the end of round 5, because, oh my god, this has been a monster of a deck tech. So many quick games, and then some ultimate bangers to go off with here in Timeless with our good old friend. Where is he? He's in exile. Our good old friend Juggle the Performance. What a card. Very, very cool deck. Very, very cool games. And man, the match against Prison, who knew that was going to be the most interesting one? That being said, that brings us to the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the deck list if you want to be a menace in Timeless against your opponents. Check that the deck list out in the video description below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help with the YouTube things, and I will see you in the next one.